Okay then, ladies and gentlemen, let's make a start, shall we? A very good afternoon. Nice to see you all. My name is Mr. Chitty. I'm one of the assistant head teachers here, and this is Mr. Harrison. I'm one of the other assistant head teachers here at South Wirral. We're really happy that already everyone has managed to log in. We've all got the technology working, and that's superb. So just a reminder then, so what we've asked is that everyone turns their cameras and their microphones off. So we are recording the session this afternoon because there were a few schools that couldn't join us for one reason or another. So we're going to make it available to everyone at the end in case people want to see it. So if you can switch your cameras off, switch your microphones off, and then we'll use the chat box on the right hand side. We'll keep an eye on that while myself and Mr. Harrison go through a few different questions to start with, and then we'll open the floor to questions from anyone at the end. So if anything occurs to you as we're going through, you can just pop it in the chat box and we'll save it for the end, or we'll have a big question and answer session before we finish today. So hopefully everyone can see my presentation here on the screen. So a few questions that we've already been asked then by prospective students on our Google Classroom. First of all, what's going to happen in September? Well, we've got a bumper year joining us in September for your year groups. There's going to be 225 of you, all those places confirmed already. We're in the process at the moment of splitting you into our 4 houses. So the whole school is split into four houses, Laird, Stanley, Mayor and Wilson. And within your year group, there's going to be 12 tutor groups, so 3 in each of those houses. And over the next couple of weeks, we're splitting each of the students up that's going to join us into one of those houses. And then hopefully sometime in June, we'll let you all know on the Google Classroom that we've all been using, which house you'll be going into. So you will know that before the July transition day. And then the first day in September is especially for year 7. So you'll be the only student on site on that first day in September. Before September, we're going to have a July the 2nd transition day. So this is the transition day across the Wirral. Now, Cheshire schools, you might want to make a special note of this because I think this might be different to the Cheshire schools transition day. So you might want to make a note of that. So at the moment, it's Friday, the 2nd of July. We'll be holding that on site, and all being well, it appears that restrictions are going to be lifted and we will be able to bring all 225 of you onto the school site for the day, which we're really looking forward to. We're really excited to see you all in person. In the summer, between the 9th and the 12th of August, we're going to have a transition week on site. So we're going to invite everybody to join us for 4 days in that week in August to do a whole host of really exciting activities. We've got loads of the teachers from South Wirral have volunteered to come and deliver some really exciting lessons and activities. So there'll be more information going out about that to parents and carers via email in the coming weeks. So that will be happening in August. And then obviously in September, we will begin. Now, I was asked a question by email this morning about what's happening with our Google Classroom. So far, we've had just over half. So we've had about 120, 130 students log in and complete at least one activity in our Year 7 transition Google Classroom. Now, there are activities there from the English, Maths and Languages departments, and Mr. Harrison's put a whole series of our LORIC activities up there. It's absolutely brilliant, and it's really nice to see so many of you interacting with each other as well. So I've already seen that you've started having conversations in the chat facility there, and it's really nice that you've started making those connections beyond your primary school. It's fantastic. I know I'll be speaking to a lot of students now who won't have logged into their Google Classroom yet, and that's absolutely fine. It's not too late. Your logon details will have been sent to your parent or carer via email, and if you're not sure, if you haven't seen them, then you can either ask your parent or carer to email us or get in touch with us at the front desk and ask that question, or you could ask your classroom teacher at your primary school to drop me a line with your name, and I'll make sure that we get your username and password to you that way. So either of those is absolutely fine. The activities that are on there, they're all designed to give you a flavour of the sort of learning you'll be taking part in when you get here to secondary school. But it's not compulsory. There's no need to worry about completing every single thing that's there. You can pick and choose. You can dip in and out of what's there and just give things your best shot. But I know that all the teachers that have set the work I've really been enjoying seeing what's been coming in so far, and there's been a lot of interaction between students and teachers already. So that's been fantastic to see. If I move on, so I'm going to let Mr. Harrison speak for a moment now, because we've had lots of questions about extracurricular opportunities, about enrichment activities here at South Wirral, and Mr. Harrison's going to speak a little bit on those topics.
Good afternoon to all of our New Year 7s. My name is Mr. Harrison. Really nice to, well, I say see you all, virtually see you all today. I hope you've got something nice planned this weekend, regardless of the weather. So my role in school is to ensure that outside of the classroom, you are an active, responsible citizen, and you are a confident, inspired individual by the time you leave us in 7 years' time in year 13. So on your screens, you'll be seeing today many opportunities which our school offer you. So when we are in our lessons, the style of teaching which takes place is something called the South Wirral Way, okay? And it's split into 3 sections. It's I do, we do, you do. And that's something which we want to promote from the start when you join us in year 7. It's something you will experience as you make rapid and excellent progress all the way through to year 13. So when we talk about the South Wirral student, we are successful learners, okay? We are also debaters, all right? So there's a really good extracurricular provision in place called the Debate Society. Now, the Debate Society, pre-COVID, had just received an invite down to Parliament. So when this invite did come through, unfortunately, COVID did break out and it had to be postponed. So hopefully in September, we'll have many of you 225 students joining our Debate Society with some of our younger students and older students with Mrs. Barr. We're democratic, okay? So we believe in your opinions, okay? We believe that every child has their own views, beliefs, and opinions. So what we have in school is our student council with Miss Excel. Now, the student council is where we talk about issues within school, which we hope for change on. So an example, a year and a half ago, pre-COVID, we debated through the school council whether we should remove all plastics from the canteen. The debate was a success, and now the canteen has 0 plastic in the canteen because of the success of the Debate Society and how it was a common discussion throughout school. And we decided as a school that it wasn't the right thing for us moving forward and for our planet as well. So on Google Classroom, you will have noticed that we have something called LORIC. Now, when you come in September, my challenge to you, year 6, is as follows. I expect to go, you, what does LORIC stand for? And I expect you to be able to say leadership, organisation, resilience, initiative, and character. And these are the 5 integrated principles which we believe you will adopt and be as you progress through our school. So the activities on Google Classroom today start us thinking about how we expose each other and look at those pledges as a cohort going through school. So with those characteristics, we believe that these make you stand out from the rest and from other offers which other high schools may do. If you look to the bottom left, you may recognize the flag, and that is the pride flag at the back of our school badge. We are diverse and we are fully inclusive at our high school. Mr. Chitty will agree that many questions have come through in regards to where do I go if I'm unsure or I feel maybe a little bit sad or upset. We have a really big space in school called Student Services, where there is always somebody there to listen to you and always somebody there to help as well. Through our promotion of diversity and inclusivity, every child in our school matters. So it's really, really important that you don't feel different in any way, and we are accepting of everybody for who they are. Okay, so that's really important and hopefully a little bit reassuring for you ahead of coming to our transition day in July. So with the diversity and inclusivity, we offer a great program in careers. So we provide you with lots of information, advice and guidance from the start, from when you start with us in year 7, especially in science, technology, engineering and mathematics. So many brilliant things to look forward to. Now, can I see in the chat on the right hand side which primary schools offer an extracurricular activity? Let me just hear a yes from your primaries, please. Which schools offer extracurricular activities? Excellent. Yeah. Lovely to hear. If you just pop it in the chat rather than unmuting, that'd be great. Brilliant. Lovely to hear, Childer Thornton. My guess is that every primary school is going to be saying yes to this, which is absolutely fantastic. Now, this, thank you, everyone, continues as you come through to secondary school. Now, we don't just offer extracurricular activities just in sport. We offer it in practical subjects as well, notably technology, in science. At the minute, we've got a Kings and Queens club in history. There is a club for everyone. It's all about challenges today, year 6. My second challenge to you is, in your first week at South Wirral, I would like you all to have signed up for one extracurricular activity. Okay, that's something which takes place outside of lessons, and it's something which you enjoy either as a hobby or would be interested in pursuing and finding out more as your time with us progresses. So, personal development at our school then is very, very broad. Okay, there are so many opportunities for you to be accessing, and me, Mr. Chitty, and all the staff here really cannot wait to meet you all in July to tell you more about the offers in place for you and make sure that your transition from year 6 to year 7 is as smooth as possible. Thank you, everyone.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Harrison. Right then, let's have a little look. So we've just had a few of these questions have come in multiple times. So I thought we'd get these out of the way straight away. So lots of people asking about lockers. So yeah, we've got a whole school full of lockers. We've got enough for everyone to have one. You can hire a locker when you start in September, and you keep that same locker for the entire duration of your time at school. Lots of people asking about how many classes we have a day. We have 5 one-hour lessons a day. And that's a different lesson every hour. So you move around the school to each of those different lessons on your timetable. And we're fortunate here, the school really is a big rectangle. So you will always find your way around. And as long as you keep turning right, you'll find your way back to where you started at the very least. A few people asked about languages, modern foreign languages. So we'll study French in year 7. People asking about paying for school dinners. So we've got cashless catering now. So we've got an electronic system. Everyone gets an electronic card and a number that's unique to them. And you can put money on using the machines that are in the canteen. But parents can also put money on electronically on the internet for you so that you don't have to do it yourself. Average class size is about 26. And in some of the practical subjects is a little bit less than that because we need a bit more space. And then, as Mr. Harrison mentioned, if there's at any point in the school day where you think you need a bit of additional support, and we've got a great team in student services that are ready to give that additional support. So there's some of the questions that we've had so far. So I'm going to open the floor up now then. So we're going to use the chat box on the right hand side to type in any questions that you might have. And then we'll do our very, very best to answer them. And if anyone does manage to stump myself and Mr. Harrison with a question, then we will at least go and find out the answer for you and make sure we deliver it at the right time. So go ahead. Any questions you've got, please pop them in the chat box. What happens? Oh, there we go. Right. Okay. So what happens if we get lost is the first question. Well, in the first few weeks, you'll be moving around with groups of year 7s in similar situations. And what I usually recommend that they do is they ask the teacher that they're just finishing a lesson with where their next class is and get those directions. But like I say, we're in a big rectangle. So what you'll find is that you'll leave one classroom and the teacher will have told you where you're going next. and you'll be able to find your way there quite simply with just a few directions. It's not like schools where there's lots of different buildings and you have to go into separate places. So that's really useful. Yeah, go on. So you take the next one.
We'll just alternate. So I'll just have a question there in relation to how many clubs there are altogether. Before lockdowns, we actually had 76 clubs in place. Obviously throughout the course of a 2-week timetable. So the timetable is split over 2 weeks, and there were 76 opportunities, spaces, places, clubs for students to be going to as well. Yes, you do get a map of the school. So Mr. Chitty is going to hold up your student planner now. And within your student planner, which you get given to you on day one, this is going to be essentially like your Bible. It's got all the information that you need for a successful start in year 7. The map of the school will provide you with information on spaces and places where all of your lessons will take place.
At the very front of the planner, you're going to have your timetable as well. So your timetable will go in here. So you'll be able to remember exactly where you should be at any moment. So if you forget what lesson you've got next, you'll always have that with you. What else did we have here? What time do we start school? Well, at the moment, year 7 starts school at 8:30. And because we've had a little change to the school day because of COVID restrictions, I think we'll probably go back to starting the school at 8:45, provided that all the restrictions get lifted. Right then, so what should we have next?
I think on timings, at the minute, we're just reviewing a few things, aren't we, sir? Just in relation to how we can move the school day forward after the year in which we've had. So any questions in relation to school times will be confirmed on the transition day, which takes place in July. Break time, 15 minutes long. Lunchtime, 30 minutes long, as it stands now. That may be tweaked moving forward, but as it stands, 15 for break, 30 for lunch, with a 3 o'clock finish at the end of the day. I've just seen a question on trips, so I'm currently leading the trips which are going to be taking place at the end of July. So year 7 and 8, they get to go to Chester Zoo. There's a reward. And year 9 and 10 get to go to Alton Towers, which is really exciting. So with that then, we have a criteria. It's important that you're attending school, you don't have any behaviour or conduct points, and in addition, you have no lates. Once that criteria is met, you will be invited to the trips which take place at the end of the year in the summer term.
I like this one. It says, do we get to do baking in our first week? Well, we may not get to do baking immediately in our first week, but we will definitely do practical food technology lessons in your first term in school. It extends beyond just baking. Yeah, there's all sorts of things that the students will make in food technology. So that will definitely be one of your experiences at the beginning there. We've got one here that says, where will our classes be? So you'll move around the school. So every lesson will be in a different classroom because we've got lots of specialist facilities. So you can imagine that you're going to do your music lessons in the music room with the musical instruments. You'll do your art lessons in the art room. You do your science lessons in the science lab. So you will be going to specialist rooms and locations for each of those lessons. There's a question here, and Mr. Stewart, who is our resident travel expert, I know is on this call, and he might be able to answer for us in the chat in a moment. Where would I get on the bus in Little Sutton? So Mr. Stewart's going to answer that one for us. He might even unmute himself when he gets the answer to that one. The question here about the school day when it finishes. So at the minute, we're looking at a 3 p.m. finish, and the school buses depart from outside the school at between 3:10 and 3:15. So you need to make sure you get out there and get onto the bus.
Question for you for music, Mr. Chitty.
Oh,
Mr.
yeah.
Chitty, our music specialist.
So I am a music teacher. So yes, we do a lot of performance. We do a lot of keyboard work. We do a lot of singing, and we do a lot of percussion. We've also got a full class set of ukuleles. So we get to make a lot of music in our music lessons. You'll have 1 hour of music every single week, with either myself or Miss Parker. So they're really exciting lessons.
So lots of opportunities for school trips as the year progresses. Obviously, we've got to be mindful of the situation we're in, but there is always 100% definitely rewards trips at the end of the school year. Something which I found out today. South Wirral are the only ones doing, sir. So other high schools, it doesn't seem are going on any trips at the end of the year, but we want to take our 7s to 10s out for the day, especially for the year that they've had. So yes, I'll come to the PE question in a moment. So locker numbers. So using the planner, like I said before, that's a really good, sensible space for us to be storing all of our information. Locker numbers, ICT logins. There are lots and lots of spaces within the planner for you to be storing that as well. The locker cost is £20 for the whole time you are here, not £20 a year. You pay that £20, and then that locker is yours until the day you leave us, whether that be in year 11 or in year 13. Yes, it's very exciting, and we even do a staff trampolining club, which students unfortunately aren't able to come and see Mr. Harrison trampolining because no one deserves that. But we do have trampolines on our PE curriculum from October half term right through till Christmas. So 7 to 8 weeks, learning different skill sets on the trampolines, following the South Wirral way of teaching and learning in PE there. So great lessons to look forward to there.
We've got a question here about using phones. So we are a phone-free school. We do not have any phones out during the school day. So from the moment you walk into the gates in the morning to the moment that you leave, we don't have any phones out. And phones do get confiscated if they're seen here at South Wirral. So that includes at break and lunchtime. We do that for a couple of reasons. We're really, really keen on you having real, genuine interactions with your friends, your peers, your teachers. And we don't want people walking around staring at phones all day long. They are a distraction in the classroom when mobile phones go off, or even if they're just buzzing in pockets, they go off. But most of all, the thing that I'm most keen about in school is that you can come to school each morning and you've got only your learning to worry about. And that's why we have a uniform that's really, really simple to get right. So we've got black shoes, black skirt or trousers, white shirt, black blazer, wear your right tie. So we don't worry about anything else. That's why we don't have trainers or anything like that. And we don't have phones on site because we don't want people to have to worry about having the latest phone, the latest pair of trainers, competing with each other, trying to keep up appearances. All of that can stay way beyond our school gates, and we want everyone to focus on having a really genuinely positive time in school. So we don't have phones at all in school. There was a question about dance and football. So we dance is a separate subject on the curriculum. So everyone, boys and girls, everyone goes and does dance in their curriculum, and then football is integrated into the PE curriculum. There are extracurricular dance clubs and extracurricular football clubs as well. What supplies and equipment do we need to bring is a really good question, isn't it? So you need a pencil case, you need black pen, a couple of black pens probably, a couple of pencils, a ruler, a pencil sharpener, a rubber. We have purple pens here because all of the reflective marking that we do ourselves in our books is all in purple pen. And you'll also need a scientific calculator. Now we've got an equipment shop on site here where everything is subsidised. All of the prices are slightly lower than you might find in the shop, especially something like a calculator that you might pay £15 for in the shop. We've got them here for £7.50. So we'll have an equipment stand on transition day in July, but we'll also have the equipment stands in the August transition week. So if you want to buy your secondary school equipment then, that might be the time to do it.
All in a school bag as well, isn't it?
Oh, and everything needs to be in a school bag. Yeah. Do you want to answer that question, sir?
Yeah.
They can't see me highlighting it, so you have to read the question first.
Okay. So how often will we get homework? So home learning at South Wirral is consistent across core subjects and in subjects within humanities, performance and technology as well. So what I'd be saying is, the rule we say to teachers is at least one piece from a subject a week. or every 2 weeks. So you'd be looking at maybe 4 or 5 pieces every week. They are challenging at times, but we believe that home learning is to advance your learning and your progress. We don't just set it for the sake of it at all. We fully believe that it extends the learning from the classroom and builds on prior knowledge which has taken place either that day or a couple of lessons before, just so that we retrieve and recall information and learning so that nothing is lost or forgotten. Can you decorate the lockers? As lovely as that would be, no, unfortunately not.
Well, at Christmas time, last Christmas, a couple of the Year 8 students decorated the inside of their lockers with little battery-powered Christmas lights, and I was all for that. So I don't mind the inside of a locker being decorated, but please don't decorate the outside of your locker.
Girls,
should we try that one?
Yeah, how many subjects are there? That's a really,
answer?
really good question. I think it's 14, isn't it?
Year 7, 8 and 9 do 14 subjects, and then years 10 and 11 do 10 subjects.
Yeah, so lots and lots of subjects, catering for all your needs, year 6. There's a question here asking if you can go to the toilets during lessons. We really promote that you don't. There is ample time in the ready to learn phase at the start of the school day, as well as break times, lunch times, and after school. So being out of the lesson, unless for a medical reason, at the toilet is lost learning time. So we really encourage students to utilise their free time at the start of the day, breaks and lunches, just to clarify, to go to the toilet then, so they don't miss out on any learning opportunities which take place throughout the day as well.
So there's a question here about where do you go on your first day? So on the transition day in July, we'll bring you all in through the main reception and we'll direct you all the way into the main hall, and we'll do it that way. In the transition week in August, then we'll meet you out the front of the school, but we'll separate you off and we'll direct you and we'll lead you to the right place. But then when you start in September, you'll have your timetable and you'll already know where your tutor room is or where your first lesson is. So you'll know how to get there. So hopefully that answers that one. What sports do we do in PE? I think there are probably too many to name, but we'll try our best. So I'll take one, you take one, I take one, yeah? So trampolining,
football,
dodgeball,
rugby,
cricket,
rounders,
netball,
softball, javelin,
athletics,
shot put, long jump, short jump, lots and lots of sports, table tennis, badminton, trampolining, caters for every sport in need. And if there is something we've missed out, tell us, and that'll be something which we would look to add. Basketball, that'll be something we'd look to add after school in one of our extracurricular provisions.
Table tennis.
Loads and loads and loads.
What about that one?
So, can girls wear pants? So, by pants, I think I would assume trousers. Yeah. Yes, absolutely fine. As long as it matches the uniform expectations outlined in our planner, that is fine. A skirt or a pinafore for girls as well, with a blouse, house tie, and blazer would be perfect. Great question. When does breakfast, or not end, that's not the great bit, but breakfast in our school runs from 8:15 to 8:45, so that ready to learn time in the morning. Obviously, we want to energize ourselves and ensure that we have full tummies before we start our learning.
I see.
So, 8:45 for that one in the canteen, guys.
I see Mr. Stewart has added on the bus routes information here, so hopefully that answers the question. And he's also put here that we do organise, or we do the research for personalised bus routes. If you want to email hello@southwirral.wirral.sch.uk, which is super. Right, let's keep going. Let's see how many more we can plough through. Can we go to the shop in break time? No, you have to stay on site all day long. What sports teams are there? So we've got rugby, cricket, football, netball. There is some competitive rounders. There's some competitive dodgeball as well. There's also some competitive athletics and some competitive trampolining at times.
And if you know of the Hive outside of school, and if you're a member there, a great opportunity has come to South Wirral, where the Hive are actually joining us after school every Tuesday. If you're a member at that social club outside of school, and offering more sports on top of what we offer in the sports hall every Tuesday. So look forward to seeing you, lots of you down there then.
Right, you ready for this? We're going to do a rapid now, 3 or 4 minutes, and let's get through as many of these as we can with as few words as possible. Yeah. So what happens if we don't have money on our lunch card? We have got a facility where we can loan people money until the following day. That's fine. We've answered that one.
Can you bring a packed lunch into school? Yes.
Can you take your blazer off? As long as you've asked permission of the teacher, that's no problem, but you need it on in the corridors. Can you use a reading overlay if needed? Definitely, absolutely you can. And we've got spares if you forget it. What do you get from lunch?
The canteen is a great place. Many foods on offer, from paninis to baguettes to sandwiches. Hot meals every single day, which are healthy and really nutritious. So something to look forward to there.
Do we have a sports day? Yes, we do at the end of school. Can you arrive at 8:20? Yes, you can. What is PE day? I think that's probably a sports day question. What type of food is served? That's what we've just had. Are we able to buy waffles? When waffles are for sale, you can buy a waffle. Yeah, we have house points. We have achievement points for excellent and exceptional work and effort. That's the reward system. Can you play football at lunchtime? Yes, you can. And we've got about a dozen football goals out on the field and the playground, which is good.
PE day. It depends on your timetable, essentially.
Oh, I see.
You could have PE on a Monday, or you could have a PE. You have 2 PE lessons over the 2 weeks. You could have PE on a Monday and a Thursday. It just depends. Have a look at your timetable when you get that in as well. Own clothes day. So we really believe in charity at our school. So when a charitable, national charity event, especially something like Red Nose Day comes up, yes, of course we do. You can play football at lunchtime, not break time. There is first aid, of course, available as a medical space. So a member of staff in student services or front main reception is happy to help you there. We don't have vending machines, I'm afraid. So all food is bought from the canteen in school. There are specific food and drinks that you are not allowed in school. We strongly encourage everyone to have a bottle of water in their bag. It's very, very good for the mind. You are not allowed Lucozade or any energy drinks at all. Okay, so no Red Bulls, no Happy Shopper 50p energy drinks with about 10 bags of sugar in. No way. Okay, so just water, and you can bring food in your bag, of course, to make sure that you're topped up throughout the day as well.
I'll let you take that last one.
Come to school. Do we come into school in PE kits or get changed in school? You get changed in school, so doesn't matter if you have PE first lesson or last lesson. Your PE kit's in your bag, full PE kit with the South Wirral branded logo, and you get changed in the change rooms before and at the end of lessons. And what a lovely question to the class pet. No, sorry. Yeah, we'll leave that one at that one. So I think that's the end of the questions there, Mr. Chitty. It's been brilliant.
Everything. Right then. Last reminder then that the Google Classroom is open, and if anyone has lost their logon details or isn't sure about it, either send an email to the school office or ask your class teacher to send me an email, and we'll sort that out for you. It's been wonderful to answer all those questions. That's been a lot of fun, and we look forward to seeing you next half term for Transition Day on the school site, July the 2nd. Thank you very, very much, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your Friday and your weekend, and we'll speak to you soon. Bye now.